I've ever seen. So, as the governor said, let the pulse begin. I'm Shannon Valentine. I am Secretary of Transportation, and I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this very historic day. Historic for many reasons, but none more important than the unprecedented collaboration among very important partners. The United States Department of Transportation, the Federal Transit Administration, the Commonwealth Transportation Board, the Department of Rail and Public Transportation, VDOT, the City of Richmond, Henrico County, and the Greater Richmond Transit Company, all coming together to launch the Pulse, a high-quality, modern, high-capacity, rapid transit system that will connect people and neighborhoods to education, healthcare, jobs, arts, culture, business, and entrepreneurial opportunities, serving 7.6 miles along Broad Street and Main Street, from Rockets Landing in the city to Willow Lawn in Henrico County. As a demonstration of this, look at all those who are here today, and I heard it was standing room yesterday on the buses. As a member of the CTB and Secretary of Transportation, I've had a front row seat to observing and working with so many of you who played a key part in making this day possible. From the offices of Senator Tim Kaine, we have Sam Taylor, we have, Delegate Deborah Rodman, Delegate Schuler Van Bockenberg, Delegate Riley Ingram, which was really great to catch up with you, sir. The Office of Delegate Dolores McQuinn. We have with us the CTB member for the Richmond District, Carlos Brown. We have Mayor LeVar Stoney, who was in my office within the first 2 weeks of my appointment, making sure this was a priority, and we made a strong commitment then. We have Henrico Supervisor Chairman Frank Thornton. We have Federal Transit Administration Terry Garcia Cruz, that I had the pleasure of meeting this morning from Philadelphia. And while Governor McAuliffe and Secretary Lane, who's now Secretary of Finance, former Secretary of Transportation, and Deputy Secretary Grinley Johnson, former Deputy Secretary of Transportation, while those three could not be with us this morning unless the Secretary of Fund has actually arrived, I will tell you that so much of their leadership and steadfast support is also a great reason for why we are all here today. I will also mention that the great teamwork between the Department of Rail and Public Transportation and VDOT made this day possible. And I would like to especially just mention the Director, Jennifer Mitchell, Program Manager, Patrice Strachan, Chief of Public Transportation, Jennifer DeBrule, Commissioner Stephen Britch from VDOT, Deputy Commissioner Rob Carey, Chief Engineer Garrett Moore, Richmond District Engineer Bart Thrasher, and Richmond District Mega Project Engineer Scott Fisher, who I know I saw this morning. Your dedication, commitment, and innovative problem solving has certainly made this day possible, and I thank you very personally. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our governor, who prior to his inauguration in January, served as an Army doctor, pediatric neurologist, business owner, state senator, and lieutenant governor. Governor Northam approaches public service with the same passion he brought to his military and medical service. He is committed to working with leaders from across the political spectrum to build a Virginia that works better for every family, no matter who they are or where they're from. He believes all people deserve transportation that is safe, reliable, and efficient, and serves the needs of all Virginians, that truly builds a competitive and diverse economy, and is again making Virginia the #1 place in America to do business. Governor Northam, we thank you for your pledge to transportation and economic competitiveness. Ladies and gentlemen, will you help me welcome the 73rd Governor of Virginia, His Excellency Governor Walker.
Good morning. Wow, hello Richmond. Shannon, thank you so much for the kind introduction, and thank you for your service to the Commonwealth as our Secretary of Transportation. And what an exciting morning this is for Richmond. And you know, I have been coming here for over 10 years in public service, and I have watched Richmond grow, and As you all know, Richmond is progressive, it's innovative, and it's also inclusive. And for that, I know there are a lot of people to thank out here today, and we appreciate all of those that are with us today. But Mayor LeVar, Stoney, thank you for your tremendous leadership in this great city. Thank you so much. As you know, for any city to grow, for our economy to grow, transportation and infrastructure are so important. We take for granted sometimes when we have a vehicle to get from point A to point B, but there are a lot of people that don't and a lot of people that choose not to. And for those folks, we want to make sure that they can take part in our educational opportunities, our business opportunities, and for the Pulse to be starting today. And as you have heard me say before, as a physician, everybody needs a strong pulse. So this is a great day, and Shannon, you did an excellent job talking about all of the different folks that were involved in this process. But you know, from the federal government to the state, to local, to the county of Henrico, all of us work together, and as we say, it takes a village to make things happen. So again, what an exciting day. I thank all of you for your leadership. I look forward to being able to get on the Pulse and riding with you, but what a beautiful day, what an exciting day for the city of Richmond. So thanks so much, and get on a good, strong Pulse. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor.
We're still waiting on those meetings, Governor.
Back in September of 2015, former U.S. Secretary of Transportation Anthony Foxx personally announced to Governor Terry McAuliffe in Richmond the award of $25 million from a federal Tiger grant for the Greater Richmond Transit Company for the construction of a Broad Street bus rapid transit line in the city of Richmond and Henrico County. From the 797 eligible applications the U.S. DOT received in 2014, the Pulse was one of only 72 projects selected nationwide to receive these funds. It is now my pleasure to welcome Mr. Matthew Welbus, FTA's Executive Director, who, without his incredible steadfast support and assistance, and again, innovation, we would not be able to have this successful completion today. Mr. Welbus.
Thank you, Secretary Valentine, and I think you can see the enthusiasm that the governor displayed for this project, and I think the reason we're all here. On behalf of DOT Secretary Elaine Chao and my acting administrator, Jane Williams, I want to congratulate all of you. We want to celebrate with you the opening of Richmond's first bus rapid transit line. If you'll indulge me, think about what makes a good bus rapid transit line. You've really checked all the boxes. You have 3 miles of exclusive right-of-way, you've got easy-to-spot vehicles, limited stops, level boarding, priority bus lights at the signals, and off-board fare collection, and it all is going to add up to faster, more convenient service for people. And you know, best of all, you'll be able to text and Instagram and Twitter, tweet, and ride all while you're on the bus, and you can do that safely riding the Pulse. And you know, we're literally in the shadow of Maggie Walker's statue, and perhaps the innovative services and the access to opportunity that's going to be created by the Pulse is going to allow some young riders in our community to follow in her footsteps, and they're going to be able to leverage that affordable transportation along Broad Street and Main Street, and they in the future will reach education and jobs and experiences that are going to make them our future school teachers and leaders and community builders. So the Pulse, as has been noted, really represents a model partnership among federal, state, county, city, government, and the private sector. And I do recall our conversations at the Federal Transit Administration and US DOT about 4 years ago as we were reviewing 800 projects seeking a Tiger grant. And this is one, I remember when we reviewed at the FTA, we paused and we said, I hope we can come to an opening event in the future. And here we are today at that opening event. And I do want to thank our funding partners in the project, Governor Northam, who is here, and the Commonwealth of Virginia, Secretary Valentine, Jennifer Mitchell, who has been a thread of continuity keeping this project moving as one of FTA's partners, Mayor Stoney, you and the folks in Richmond, your vision here, Chairman Thornton, your good work in Henrico counties, and Chairman Armstrong. we really appreciate the partnership that we put together to make this happen, and everyone who delivered on that close relationship, working with our regional administrator, Terry Garcia-Cruz, and her team to bring this to fruition. And I do also want to thank VCU Health and Bon Secours, who, as private sector supporters of the service, remind us that the public health professionals today, they tell us that reliable public transportation, walkable places, really create healthy communities. And you've demonstrated your commitment to that vision by being funding partners for the long term for this project that's going to be such a great opportunity. The $25 million in federal transit funding, DOT funding, provided 40% of the capital to build this project, and all of us at the Federal Transit Administration are really pleased to see the results of this good work. The department is continuing to invest in bus rapid transit projects, and we recognize the time savings, the opportunities that come with affordable, frequent, high-quality public transportation service that you're going to experience on the Pulse. And you know, when we share rides together, rides that are available to everyone in the community, all kinds of good things happen, and I think you'll experience that riding the Pulse. So to everyone who's here, who's worked to bring this vision to reality, I just want to thank you and congratulate you for your partnership. Thank you.
The City of Richmond has been so incredibly supportive of this expansion, providing more than $7 million in public investment and project management support. And we're grateful to this community, led by Mayor Stoney, who, with his incredible teams, have helped make the completion of the Pulse smooth and successful. After serving as a governor's fellow in Governor Mark Warner's office, Mayor Stoney became the first African-American Secretary of the Commonwealth of Virginia and the youngest member of Governor Terry McAuliffe's cabinet. He has been an avid supporter of this system and its goal of providing a reliable system to citizens. Mayor Stoney, the Commonwealth of Virginia thanks you, and I hope you will help me welcome and thank Mayor Stoney.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Well, it's here. The Pulse is here, everyone. That's a round of applause. Today marks a great day for public transportation, a great day for the city of Richmond, but also a great day for the greater Richmond region as well. And that deserves a round of applause. First, I want to say thank you to Secretary Valentine. She is correct. After she was sworn in as the new Secretary of Transportation, a couple weeks in, I reached out to her office and said, I need to come to talk to you about the bus rapid transit in the city of Richmond, the Pulse. She had an idea, because she was a member of the Commonwealth Transportation Board, but she understood my angst about getting this done, and thank you for responding to our advocacy so very well. Thank you so much, Secretary Valentine. I want to thank Governor Northam, Director Welvis as well, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the residents and transit riders in the great city of Richmond and in the entire region. I'd like to thank the U.S. Department of Transportation for providing $24.9 million in funding through the competitive Tiger Grant program, and our state partners at VDOT and the Department of Rail and Public Transportation for providing $32 million of state funding to support this project. I'd also like to thank Secretary of Transportation, now current Secretary of Finance, Aubrey Lane, at this time his deputy, Grinley Johnson, who now is the Deputy Secretary of Administration, for their engagement throughout the process. And I want to acknowledge the tireless work of Amy Inman from the Department of Economic and Community Development. Amy's a decade in the works, a decade of your time contributed to this. Thank you so much for your devotion. From our Department of Economic and Community Development, and Brian Koppel from the Department of Public Works as well. These are individuals who helped see the project through to the completion. Its contractual date of June 30th. Today is what, June 25th?
Yes.
The contractual date was June 30th. That's because of the people I just named. But I would be remiss if I not thank the members of the City Council for approving the dollars, for being a part of the process. Not only this City Council that currently is in office, but the prior City Council. And I would be remiss if I did not thank Governor Terry McAuliffe for leaning in public transportation, and my predecessor, Mayor Dwight C. Jones, as well. Nearly a year ago, I stood right here for the unveiling of the Maggie Walker statue that stands right before me. We talked about the progress of our city. Today is another day that we get to mark the progress in the city of Richmond. Today is a celebration of progress, not of status quo or not of regression as well. Today marks a major milestone for the city of Richmond, our region, and the culmination of 10 years of planning and project development and construction. We would not be here without great people. That includes Chief Administrative Officer Selena Cuffey Glenn and her team at City Hall. And David Green at GRTC as well. These are people who every day woke up thinking about Richmond. And you all know Richmond has always had a great heart. But today it has a real pulse too. While construction and change is never easy, the Pulse project, along with the complete redesign of our transit system, represents a new day in the city of Richmond and in our region. We now have a modern public transportation system that will support our citizens, businesses, the growing population, and economic development that continues to thrive in our great city. The BRT and the Pulse Corridor Plan will leverage opportunities for mixed-use, transit-oriented development that will encourage growth and community revitalization. The system will connect residents in our community to jobs and economic opportunities that were previously inaccessible. It will get them there and back home with less waiting and shorter commute times, all without an increase in their current fares. It will allow residents and visitors alike to explore all of our city has to offer, whether you live, work, or play right here in the city of Richmond. We are grateful to the citizens of Richmond and our businesses who worked with us and continue to open their doors throughout the entirety of the construction. And I know it was very, very long, but we got here, everyone, all doing it together. There certainly were challenges, but now we have front seats to a modern and efficient transportation system that will help drive more than $1 billion in economic investment over the next 20 years along this corridor. So to our partners in Henrico, represented by Chairman Thornton, we are also grateful for your ongoing commitment to public transportation, and we look forward to working with you in the coming years as we strive to expand transit opportunities throughout the region. This is the first of many routes in this great region. We're going east-west now, but the hope and the vision for the entire region is a comprehensive transportation network that goes north and south, east and west, and takes citizens in this great city to places in the counties as well for work and pleasure too. While this is a giant leap forward, we still have a lot of work to do. And we will continue to foster the planning and development of a robust, multimodal transportation system that connects all transportation options and their users for user safety. Again, we thank everyone who led us to this very day for working hard and never giving up on Richmond. Never giving up on Richmond. Today's launch confirms for all of us, Richmond is a city literally and figuratively on the move. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I want to have that much enthusiasm. Woo! Okay, in addition to the great city of Richmond, Henrico County has been a strong partner throughout this process, providing $700,000 in county funding to ensure the Pulse connects to their rapidly growing and transforming communities. Henrico County Chairman Frank Thornton serves on the Richmond Region Planning District Commission, the Richmond Regional Transportation Planning Organization Policy Board, Central Region Airport Commission, and the Maymont Foundation Board of Directors. In addition, Chairman Thornton is very proud of the Police Athletic League, which he was instrumental in bringing to the county. Will you help me welcome Chairman Thornton?
Let me say good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
I extend greetings to all of you this morning here assembled on behalf of my colleagues of the Henrico County Board of Supervisors. I'm also proud to say I was born in Richmond. And the Richmond region has been a trailblazer in public transportation for over 150 years, making it one of the oldest continually operating transit companies in the United States. The Board of Supervisors increased GRTC bus transit service by expanding operating hours, including weekend service, for 3 routes. This is the largest bus transit expansion for Henrico County in more than 25 years. We feel that the recent transit initiatives will benefit the region and complement the Pulse service. The Richmond region continues to move forward, and reliable and effective public transit service will be a key to our future prosperity and ensuring that all of our workforce has access to employment opportunities. Also, we are proud that our expanded service will link downtown Richmond to eastern Henrico and will connect popular destinations such as White Oak Village and the Walmart Shopping Center. The Pulse service will enhance transit needs in the region. In summary, the Board of Supervisors will continue to work with county staff, GRTC, to evaluate transit system routes and provide the most effective, cost, and efficient service for all the residents in both eastern and western Henrico County. Henrico County also is committed to connecting residents and employees with Greater Richmond and beyond. Regional cooperation is alive and well in Metro Richmond, and Henrico County is pleased to be a participant in this ongoing effort to meet the needs of our public for public transportation needs. Thank you.
Okay, last but not least, I will just say I was at a public hearing with Director Mitchell, and the MC said last and least, not least, we would be remiss without acknowledging the critical role that Greater Richmond Transit Company has played in the implementation of this new bus rapid transit system. We are grateful to GRTC as they have worked tirelessly to ensure a successful launch, maintenance of a brand new system, as well as the redesign of their citywide network. We are grateful for their leadership, the employees, the drivers who will work to make the system a staple in this community, and for the generous private sponsorship and support that was mentioned earlier of 2 Richmond Community Titans, VCU Health and Bon Secours. It is now my great pleasure to introduce the board chair, Gary Armstrong.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. I need to first point out Carrie Rose Pace of GRTC. She and her team really did a tremendous job pulling this together, and also communications around all the progress with the Pulse over the last few years. An incredible job. Thank you, Carrie. On behalf of GRTC and its board of directors, I'm honored to welcome you aboard the GRTC Pulse today. I would first like to take this opportunity to recognize other GRTC board members in attendance, Vice Chair and previous CEO Eldridge Coles, immediate past Chair George Braxton, somewhere here, Ben Campbell, David Matthews, and Danny Smith. Thank you for all your dedication and work. GRTC Transit System's vision is to become the leading provider of world-class transportation services and mobility solutions. And as part of that vision, the Pulse is truly an historic, modern advancement forward for us in our region. GRTC Pulse opened its doors to the public at 6 a.m. yesterday and got off to an exciting start with many curious and excited riders. This day was years in the making, and I need to start by thanking our GRTC administration and our very skilled and dedicated bus operators and mechanics and their hard work and long hours making sure we were prepared for this monumental step for GRTC in delivering new levels of transit service in our community. GRTC also sincerely appreciates the hard work and support of the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation, the Virginia Department of Transportation, the City of Richmond, and the County of Henrico. A new bus rapid transit system like the Pulse in its incredibly complex undertaking from establishing a vision, gaining political support, securing funding, designing and engineering the system, and constructing the route around complicated existing infrastructure. We stand here today because of tremendous teamwork and partnership. There's another very meaningful partnership which you've heard about, which was established, will be a key to the future of the Pulse and the health of RVA. Bon Secours, Richmond Health System, and VCU Health System have partnered with GRTC as joint partners, joint sponsors of GRTC Pulse in the most lucrative BRT sponsorship in the country today. Bon Secours and VCU Health System share a commitment to improving the health of the greater Richmond community by pooling the resources to address the social conditions that impact health, one of which is certainly transportation. This investment in our Pulse service is an investment in the mobility and continued development of our community. And we thank them in their partnership in responding to the needs of our communities we serve. Now, as excited as we are about the opening of the Pulse line and all the incredible hard work and partnering it took to get us here, we at GRTC are just as excited about the critical things we're going to learn about our current ridership, our new riders, our business community, our development community, and ultimately the future of transit in our region. Like our existing fixed route buses, the Pulse buses are loaded with technology that will collect tremendous amounts of data to better understand how our ridership will use the Pulse, where they transfer, how they alter travel patterns, evolving destinations, etc. And ultimately, this will lead to critical information that will help shape the way we design transit for the future. We know that many new riders will join the GRTC system with the Pulse as their introduction to public transportation in our region. But how will they engage in the system? Will it be weekdays to go to school or work, evenings and weekends for entertainment, various times for shopping and visiting the doctor, or certainly all of the above? This data relative to our current new ridership will be critical in building the most efficient transportation network possible. The more efficient GRTC becomes, the more we can expand the regional system and the more people we can serve. Another key learning will be in the economic development realm. Transit-oriented development is a key aspect of establishing bus rapid transit lines where density of population and businesses expand significantly along these lines. How much of an impact will transit-oriented development bring to RVA? Fortunately, I can tell you that RVA is off to a great start as we already have tens of millions of dollars of transit-oriented development being invested in the Broad Street corridor as we stand here today. And that number does not even include the mayor's upcoming North of Broad development. Developers seeing and understanding the opportunity began planning and investing soon after the Pulse project was announced. This type of growth along the Pulse corridor is expected to add critical efficiency to the GRTC system. We at GRTC are really looking forward to what we as a region do with all we learn with the success of the Pulse and how the associated efficiency and density creation drives our future expansion to critical arteries in our region. So come learn with GRTC, jump on board, work GRTC into your travel plans, and together, let's see how far the Pulse will take us. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the PULSE stands for teamwork, collaboration, and an endurance that people in this community and in this region will not give up. I thank you for being at the ribbon cutting today. My only regret is that I only had 3.5 more years to work with all of you. I can't wait to work on the next big thing. Thank you all very much.